What's going on? Move the Mouse here, back in City Skylines, Season 9, Episode number 2. I think this is the point where I start to lose track of the seasons. That should be fun. Town of Swampscott. It's better than it sounds. And we're off to a pretty good start. I say that as yeah. So we've got some crime. And we've just unlocked our third milestone, right? But we didn't talk about anything in the second milestone. So we're already behind schedule. So before we worry about any of that, let's worry about all this. So we'll pause. We've got a decent amount of money, and we could look at another area. We've got to kind of think about where we want to build out to, though, and kind of where some of our limits are. So I think, like, you know, if we build that way, it's so flat and open, it doesn't make sense to not keep building that way, right? It would be kind of awkward there if it was just a hard edge to your city where it just dropped off. Alternatively, though, like that way looks kind of cool. What is that crater? And that way definitely has some nice river access, farming access. We're not using the farm here. We could use it over there. So I don't know. Let's take a quick look. You know, do we keep things on this peninsula? I think we definitely go up there just for the highway connection, right? There's no other easy way to get up there and connect into that system. So let's just we'll buy an area just because. We'll buy that one. It's a good start. And gets us rails. So outside connections for rails. That is excellent. You've even got a little interchange here for the train system. That's interesting. A little tight there, but it slows down, but it works. Clean that up over there a bit. All right, so we've got a new area. What else, though, did we unlock? Well, we saw we're having a crime problem because we've got lag. We've also got the ability to drop in police and fire. So let's do that. Fire first. Most important, especially around here. That's the clinic right there. We'll drop it here. We'll probably upgrade these to larger buildings later. Plus, I've got a plan for kind of a way we're going to totally split this up and do something interesting with it. So this main street probably will get changed down the road, so I'm not too worried about dropping in the small fire station there. We'll get the police station right across the street, right next door. That's fine for now. Should cover us well, at least from the crime problems that are happening on the same street. That should be taken care of in no time. We can do policies for power and water usage. I never mess around with those. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I just never touch those. But let's go in there. Smoke detector distribution. We'll turn that on. Well, let me take a look, see if I can convince myself. So this one makes a lot of sense, especially when your maps love to burst into flames like mine do. Upkeep is 5 cents per building, but less risk of fire and just ugliness to your map. Now, these are the two I like never turn on. So conserve energy, reduced consumption, upkeep is 5 cents per building. So I mean, it could save you from having to put a new power station in, which can get expensive as they start to get bigger and bigger. But you know, at the cost of 5 cents a building, you're eating into your ability to eventually afford that. So I don't know. Let me know if you use those. I do not. Power usage, water usage. Maybe we'll go with like a really green build in one of these upcoming builds eventually. But obviously, this is not the one. We're polluting pretty good already. We'll try and keep it. Gonna try and keep it over there. So what else did we unlock? We also unlocked a couple different districts, which, speaking of keeping things green, maybe we'll do a little self-sufficient and organic and local produce area. So where can we kind of tuck that in? Where would that be? Where would that be fun? Maybe we'll waste a little bit of road and pipe getting over there for now, but maybe we'll build something over this way. So let's find a little area for some organic and local produce. Maybe we... Man, this might have been a really bad idea right from the start. So we might have to change that intersection pretty soon. Do we change that intersection now? Man, that is... Yeah, let's do this. Let's get this down to a single 4-lane road here. That way we don't have those two intersections right on top of one another. I think this will help. Well, at least for what we're about to do. So we'll come out to there. Now they'll be a little stupid about the lane management, unfortunately, on console, because we can't tell it to not U-turn. Oh, I can't do highways yet. Forgot about that one. So we'll freeform like that, and will it let us do this? Less than ideal, but now we can change direction on this one. And now we don't have two intersections right next to one another, right? That was, or technically what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was, you know, those two roads meeting in the middle were not good. That's a little bit better. The problem is they might use this left lane to U-turn, and I've seen them do a lot of weird behavior. Like, there's no reason you'd come into the city to then U-turn to go back out. So I don't know. I don't know why the AI does it. They're crazy. You gotta trick them out the best way you can. So that might help us out a little bit so that now we can continue this and bring some more traffic through here. But I think we want to get... Maybe we get away from the grid. We'll kind of line up with that, and then we'll come right through the middle of this area. Maybe something like that. I want to have a road that kind of runs like a strip right along this. And we'll probably key wall that to bring that up, and I might have to rezone it after, but that's just a spacer for right now. I'm wasting a lot of money on roads that I don't need to. I probably should have done temporary placeholders like that with gravel. It costs more to upkeep these roads, but we'll just have to fill it all in and build fast. We'll build a couple streets off here before I frame everything out in those expensive roads. So we'll do something like that so we don't overlap that zoning. And that's a little bit, but I'm okay with that. So we'll fill in some of the neighborhoods that way. Along here, we're going to have to district. So we want to do some zones. I really should. I keep saying I should plug in the mouse for this. You do have keyboard and mouse support in the console version now. Alright, so I don't want this to kind of spill up onto that street, but I do want to get all this. Definitely have to hook up the mouse. Alright, so we'll just bring this out, because this is going to be a commercial designation over here. I think we don't need to do kind of in behind there. Let's see where buildings move in first on the street, and then I'll finish zoning out afterwards. We don't have any commercial demand anyways right now, so it doesn't really matter. But when we do, I want this to start filling up with some... Actually, let's not zone here so that we have some sort of like park space or transition. In fact, yeah, let's do that. We'll reserve that, and then we'll have kind of an organic area down here. Nice thing about this is we can kind of bury this a little further into our city. I think at some point what we'll do is elevate this highway, and by not kind of zoning here and here, you know, we're not committing anything too important there, We can move some of these service buildings back just a little bit off center and bring the highway through. So I'm thinking about a lot of different things here. Let's get a little... Oh, here, let's do this. Before I forget, we've got that zone. We may as well define the self-sufficient buildings and commercial specialization for the organic and local produce. So let's talk about these. The self-sufficient buildings are going to be green buildings. They're not going to have, you know, as much grass. They're going to be a little bit more similar in their design, their color. They're eco-friendly buildings. They use less electricity. They produce less garbage, but they also generate less tax income. Now, if you kind of... interesting thing you can do is you can do little groups of buildings like these, and we'll see kind of as people start to move in. Let's do this. Let's connect these roads at the back. So we'll have these kind of loop into one another. So if we freeform this... Sorry, it seems like a squirrel moment, but it isn't. I've got a good idea here. So we'll kind of meet this in the middle right there. And then can we just curve that in? Let's see. Okay. And then we'll bring this up here, because what I'm thinking is if you have this, you know, this really focused commercial district down here that's all organic and local produce, you'd probably also have some green residential nearby. So we stamp both those down. The thing with these, like if you do these kind of little organized neighborhoods that are cut off from everything else, and otherwise, you know, regular zoning for residential around, but you have, I really should have, one, hooked up the mouse. I also should have just done that. But you can almost make like these little, you know, planned estates or gated communities or condo units, whatever you might call them or refer to them, you know, tenements even. It's, you know, this collection of buildings that was put in at one time, you know, massive real estate development, put up a bunch of houses, sell them all, and just move on to the next place where you develop property. So it's kind of interesting to throw stuff like that. I should stop talking and let people move in. But kind of interesting to throw stuff like that in your maps, you know, have a theme, but then disrupt it here or there in really obvious ways that are different from the rest of the city in the neighboring area, because it's what happens, right? It's how cities grow. So let's do this. Let's expand our water just to keep it safe. Somebody mentioned in the comments that 440 is the myth, and that 460 is the way to go. Man, that is pretty tight. I guess that works. I guess 460 is the new 460 is a new 440. Or if you're into house music, 120 is the new 122. But either way, music is slowing. How are we looking? I'm liking it so far. We do need to do some coastal roads and save some room for some fishing piers and stuff. And actually, we bet we can do some fishing routes. I think we just unlocked that. But hopefully we've got some people starting to move in. That does not look like green. So let me check my districting. Oh yeah, it was bad. I forgot I tore all that back. Whoops. Okay, so sorry everybody. Let's let this play for a minute. And while we're at it, let's make some money for the city. Economy, taxes. We've got a little bit of growth happening right now. So I'm really going to break this for a minute. Okay, we're on 3 times speed. We're going to make everybody complain until people aren't moving in anymore. And then we'll turn them all back down to 12%. All right, we're into single-digit growth. That's close enough for me. So back down to 12%. Everyone should stop complaining, and we should also start to see our demand start growing again. I know people like to see... Well, some people like to see everything. Some people hate to miss anything. I'll do my best to include that this season. I'm sure I'll slip up at some point or forget to record. And I just looked over to make sure that I was recording. So usually I don't have to double check, but then that's why sometimes I make mistakes. So now we should have green buildings moving in here. That looks a little more the part. So see, they're much more uniform, I think, in their styles. They're much more modern. They're all from the same era. They use the same patio tiles, bushes, and general aesthetics. So I think it's a good, like I said, a good thing to break up. If you have one main style you're sticking to for your city, find ways to break off neighborhoods that were built at different times and stamp down a slightly different style there. Whether it's a district style or something like Green Cities content that will do the trick and give it a different visual appeal and an aesthetic. All right, so that is the commercial organic and local produce. Did I talk about that one? I don't think I did. Just so you know, commercial organic and local produce. I think I started to mention it now that I remember. We can bury this back a little bit further in our city, right? Because we're going to get less traffic in this zone. The organic and local produce is producing that stuff locally, so trucks don't have to bring as much traffic in. 50% produced locally, 50% less truck traffic. It does increase electricity consumption, but it reduces garbage production. So there's different toss-ups, different areas that you have to balance things out. Unfortunately, we're using more electricity in our green businesses, and we're getting that power from this filthy thing. So kind of a catch-22 there. Thanks for doing your part, though. Appreciate it. So that's those. Did we take out the second loan yet? District specialization, service policies. We'll go through the policies real quick. And we've started to unlock unique buildings. We're not going to do any forestry or agriculture specialization. We will get into industries a little bit here and there where we can. And we talked about all that. So let's just do a quick scan through our policies. Pay now. Well, we got 11,000 left. That may as well get some money in the bank so we can do some projects. Into policies for a quick moment. Again, let me know what you think about power and water usage policies. Pet ban? I don't think so. Parks and Rec. Make your parks plazas the envy of the country. We haven't put any parks in yet. We probably should do that. And I'm not worried about... If we get any complaints about workers, we'll worry about that. Prefer parks, park maintenance boost. Okay, so we won't worry about any of that just yet. Good shape there. Let's see what we unlocked at 1,200. So, park area, industry area, fishing industry. I guess, I mean, people probably want to see it, right? Let's do fishing industry today. Maybe we can hook them up somewhere over here. Let's look at the info views. All the way down at the bottom here. Got the fish, and let's sort our power problem out first. I don't know if anyone caught the time lapse. I had to go in there and adjust my power budget. I think it's time for a second plant. Do that for now. And let's go and look at our info views on electricity. So we're way above. Just budget that down for a bit. Try 75%. Let's do 80%. I don't want to come in here and micromanage it. Ugh. Like I said, I don't want to come in here and micromanage it. Okay. So, fishing industry. Where are we going to put this thing? So, back to info views and fish. There are 4 types of fish. You have anchovies, salmon, shellfish, and tuna. the depth of the water and the speed of the water affects those things. So you can see fast, deep water is tuna. Shallow, fast water is salmon. And then if we look over there where the water gets much more still, that's where you're going to have anchovies and shellfish in shallow and deeper water, respectively. So we could get a little tuna operation going and some salmon going. That's pretty good. Let's see. Since the water's flowing this way and we might be eventually introducing pollution, let's start the fishing route over here. And we'll have a road that kind of comes down this way, maybe? We'll smooth this one out. What do I have my snap to? So that's a little better. And eventually this road will carry on that away. Maybe just to give us the appearance. We'll probably turn this stoplight off. It's a U-turn spot for them. That's fine. So fishing industry. Let's go into industries. Paint ourselves in. Do we have to paint an industry area for fishing? Let's find out. I don't think we do. So fishing harbor has a road. We got it kind of there. We can kind of line that up. Let's get that connected. And we're going to need power and water over here, so let's take care of that too. Alright, so that should be all set water and power wise. We've got a ton of residential demand. So I want to plan on highway coming through here. So that should be all parallel to this network anyways. So let's do this. Let's come out. Just so we can stay parallel to this. I'm just kind of marking where... See. Maybe I should have just done this. Okay. I got an idea. We're gonna try and line up with right there. Close as we can. It's a little off, it's fine. We're gonna move out, I think, one business to do this. So that's too much, right? That line right there. So I think right there is pretty dead center. This is gonna be our... What do we got in the bank? That's gonna be our highway marker. So we're not going to build on this road. We're also not going to build too close to it because we're going to have at least 2-lane, either way, highway kind of running right through here. So I think we could do... Let's keep moving in people over here. I saw the fire. Alright, let's go watch the fire. Watch the fire destroy my dreams and aspirations for a wonderful city. Where's the nearest fire station? Okay. That's an interesting way to get here, boys. Come on. You can do it. a marshmallow. It's a toasty one. Let's get that that residential now. So I think we can just kind of extend what we were doing over here. Was I leaving? I was leaving room for footpaths. But maybe here. This can be kind of our break point. And this will eventually run under the highway. So that'll kind of do the trick, right? It's still grids, but it's grids built next to other grids. Come on, lag. That's what I need when I'm painting with a controller. Additional lag to make it even more precise. Oh, that is not a square I can do. So that should fill in. Let's do a just fill. Oh, let's do select. Alright, so we'll do all that. This we can leave. And then let's just double check. Just wanted to double check that district. We've got a bunch of industrial demand. Let's see when we unlock office. Not for a while. Is it with campus area, right? Yeah. So it's at 7,000. That's not for a while. So we're gonna have to meet it with industrial. Let's do. Where's the one-way industrial? Just to make it a little crazy. Then I'm going to connect these through. Oh, what is that? That's the recycle plant? Let's move it. We'll bring it down here. That's good for now. We're going to unlock that new waste transfer station pretty soon. We'll check. We're almost done talk. Whoa, okay. We're gonna get to that fishing eventually. So we're getting a little close on sewage, I think, even when we knock this up. Let's see. 3 times speed. So we need more water. Where is our... What do we do for intake? Oh, do I not want to put... That might be a little close. Water flow wise. So let's move this. Because that might get polluted and people might get sick. If we look at... Where's pollution? This one? Yeah, like look at that spread away from the road. If that spreads over here, that can get into the water, and then that can get into our water supply. So since this is downstream, move that over there. We'll go into pipes. We'll just extend this. for coverage. Oh, little pocket we missed there. I don't know how I did that. But yeah, let's get these connected in. And then we can delete this. We can try. And we need that industrial space. So let's zone that. Distractions, distractions. We'll do a fishing line before we get out of here today. So let's see. Let's just do this. This might be easier. We'll zone that. And then we'll de-zone some of it. So I'd kind of like to keep the traffic going through here, I think. I don't know that we need zoning here. Maybe we can save space for something like a train station. Cargo train or something like that. Hook it in into that line. Kind of separate the traffic a little bit. This... No, you know what? The outer, we won't zone that. Because that'll keep some of the pollution out of our water. And still give us a little bit of zoning that will fill in relatively fast. Maybe we can get one more in back here. But again, it's getting a little close. So let's power everything up. See if everybody stopped complaining. Not enough educated workers, so... I know that kind of as we're doing this, I'm supposed to constantly maintain things, but we get caught talking about stuff, and unfortunately, let's drop a green school, community school in the area over here. Certainly got enough money to connect this all up now. May as well. So I think I'm just trying to get it to click to the one I want, because the one to the right is the one that lines up with that road, which makes more sense. So right here, schools, community school, that should put our elementary in good shape. Way into the green for availability. High school wise, we've met no needs. So I'm okay with this being very central. Let's let that play out for a second and see what that does. High school availability, great. 592. So we're like halfway to capacity on that once they all make their way to the school. And that will help out with our lack of educated workers problem. You know, at least a high school education for some stuff apparently. Let's see what was this? A pharmacy? I would hope you have some university educated people at a pharmacy as well. But educated. I guess they come in educated, I'm assuming. No well or highly educated. Do not get your prescriptions filled here. Here, it's a pharmacy. Pharmacy. You misunderstood. We don't have any medical professionals in here. We'll have to check on the pharmacy in a bit. I have a feeling it's going out of business anyways. Historical building. Maybe we leave that one there. Just let it sit. Just double check real quick. We did unlock unique buildings, and I had skipped over that. All right, so let's jump back into the fishing industry before we go. Again, we talked about kind of the depth and speed of the water affecting what you can pick up. And at first, all you can do is a kind of a generic fishing industry. So you could sweep through... Make this nice and tight here. You could sweep through multiple areas and pick up different fish, but eventually you'll have piers that are better at collecting certain types of fish. So you can run those piers through your routes. In this case, I'm just going to go for... I'm going to go for the gusto and get as much tuna as we can. We'll just hook that back around. And I could have done that further down the river, but I want to stay away from the industrial pollution for now. The mercury-filled waters that were up ahead. Come on, hook in, hook in. There we go. So we've created a fishing route, and they'll do their best to fish whatever they can fish on that route. And that will spawn a couple of boats. And right away, one of these things that I noticed right away is, you know, once you have cargo ships and smaller fishing ships and all this stuff buzzing around your map, I think Sunset Harbor really does a good job at making the maps come more alive and just feel more lived in. You know, still have crazy AI traffic, and the boats will only, you know, flow around your harbor and waterways as smoothly as you create routes for them. But it is kind of a cool way that, again, you can just add some life to it. Probably should follow this one, right? Ooh, look at that. Fish loaded up. And the other one is circling back. Am I on 3 times speed? Yeah, I guess I was. I think I was. Yeah. They do look a little slow compared to the way the cars speed around. Whoa, 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 whoa. I just built this up. Let's let it play. We'll let it play. We'll let fate decide. Come on. That's ridiculous. So this is a one-way loop all the way around here. Let's put one right here at the mouth of the zone. If I had put it facing this way, the fire trucks would have only been able to turn out going that way, and they would have had to maybe gone in this neighborhood to turn around and come back this way. That's really bad, though. That's not a great start. I mean, is the fire... Yeah, the power plant's on fire now. Oh my god. What? The industrial area was not in the red. It wasn't the best covered, but it was covered. But I think it all boils down to the fact that I had it, yeah, had it on the wrong side of the street, basically. Because all they can do is turn right on a road with a median. They have to go way down there to come down here. Oh, is the power plant? The power plant is out, at least. We're out of trouble there. So, and this is the problem about talking about stuff behind schedule. Or not behind schedule, but like I want to go through everything and talk about the city. And there's just constant problems. So it's usually best to pause and really look at what you've unlocked in the milestone, kind of plan things out. It's tough to play and talk about it, apparently. Where can we get a nice cemetery in here? We could fit it, I mean, on one of these blocks. 2 birds, 1 stone. And uses less power too, so maybe, you know, hey. Oh, that's why we're having power problems. Now the other power plant's on fire. So we'll definitely be upgrading to helicopter service when we can. Off to a terrific start. We've got 2 buildings that we can start to drop in also that help here. So Child Health Center. These are new to Sunset Harbor. Basically, small healthcare facility, increases birth rate within the radius and health benefits. So overall, better health, which extends to elder care as well, which extends the life of the citizens. And longer lifespans, more taxes. So let's see how much those cost. 18,000, 22,000. I mean, just because we haven't seen the mechanics. Look at that bubble. Look at that bubble. Okay, that's so worth it. So we'll put it right here. We can move it around after. We might have to move that for our highway. But that's a good start. And then let's get an elder care facility. Does this have a radius as well? Wow, mammoth radius. Love it. Let's put that. Does this get the other side of the city? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so this can be... That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. Let's do that. Oh yeah, that gets pretty much everybody. So let's go take a look. Ugh. Stop burning. Let's go for a walk. Where was this is the child center? Perfect. Doesn't look too exciting, I guess. Oh, there's some playground assets out back, and I was gonna say a giant smokestack. There's a big tree. All right, that's cool. That's okay. And then what do we have for elder care? Anything burning down? No? Okay, good. And yeah, what do we have for elder care? This is a big building. Where is he? There he is. He is just as spry, though, as that little girl. Can't climb that ladder, though. Well, those are pretty cool. I think that we'll see. I mean, they're not bad looking assets, and we'll see what kind of effect they have on the city as time goes on. We've got a basic fishing route. We've set some stuff up. I did jump ahead, obviously, on a couple things I think that we unlocked. So the 1200 milestone is probably where we got the cemeteries. So there's so much to talk about. We'll talk about all the major mechanics. We'll drop in some parks and stuff like that. Maybe we'll make a park and put some park objects in that. I think I recognize some new policies in there too. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. We unlocked the 1200. We haven't talked about that. We unlocked the 2200. We've got a little bit of time. So hopefully we can catch up on those things on the next episode. So yeah, tune in for that. Hopefully that will be Friday. Try and put new episodes up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around 12 Eastern, but sometimes time slides. So stay tuned, turn on the bell to get notified for updates in this and other series. In the meantime, every like, comment, and share helps the channel a lot and is greatly appreciated. Follow me on Twitter and join the Discord if you want to get involved in the discussion. Stay tuned there for updates on live streams, which I don't really schedule, so they just kind of happen when they happen sometimes. But either way, from the town of Swampscott, it's better than it sounds. This is Move the Mouse, signing off.